Yeah.
So how long did you stay in Dachau? And
About 2 weeks.
really? And then they just pulled out, or what happened?
Well, see, we basically, I guess, if you want to say what the prime motive or the prime job that we had was to be sure that the inmates were not given food, was not given drink, was not even, and to keep them there, not let them out, keep them there. And the military was hauling them out in ambulances as fast as they could find room, taking them to hospitals and filling up, taking people out of the hospital that wasn't sick, they were hiding, and getting these people in them and stuff. And oh, there were so many of them. Man, they had a time. Anything else? Yeah.
Did you have doctors with you there?
Yeah. There were doctors in probably only 3 or 4 just army doctors that came in there, and if there were sort of a group of people that was really sick or something, he'd kind of help them out a little bit and maybe get them moved get out quicker. It was very successful. They moved out most of the people. Some of the elderly was just so far gone they were never able to make it, and they of course just took them to the cemetery. But every person in there got a decent burial rights, and I have a lot of respect for my buddies in that area there. Anybody else?
Ralph, isn't it true that what you told me, that on the flat cars and in the box cars, that as the Nazis were running away, their last fit of evil was to try and mass murder all at once as many people as they could?
That was what we deducted on, and I guess it was probably true. See, as the prior to the time I'm talking about getting there, the Americans had picked up speed in their fighting. Germany had to make a move. I mean, they stay and get slaughtered or run away, and they chose to run away, and they just left this camp. There was no danger there. Well, there was one guy up on a water tower trying to shoot a little bit, but he didn't last long. And this impresses me because I was proud that they took away guys out of combat and everything else, and took care of those people. We have one. Yes.
I'm so sorry, first of all, that we were late. I'd like to ask a couple of questions. How old were you when you were there?
How old?
And how did it affect you later in life? What you saw, what you went through?
I was 30 or 32 years old, approximately, I guess, when I was there. And fortunately, it did not affect me later in life. I took it as a job to do and an honorable thing that I did. And I just met a fine gentleman, went to work for him, and that was it. Anyone else? Okay.
Yeah. Now, you may not think of yourself as a hero, but you can't plan on being a hero. In other words, someone's put it in.
Sorry, my
Okay.
hearing aids are a little.
All right. You may not consider yourself a hero, but A hero is someone who's put in a position, adverse position, and through bravery and his actions, does the right thing, doesn't run away. And you can't believe how many lives you saved. And
Can you hear him, Ralph?
probably can't. I'm calling you a hero, period.
He says you're a hero.
Anything else?
Yeah. Were you
Yes.
only in the house? Or
Huh?
were you only in the house or on other camps?
Oh, no, Doc, I was just a short stop.
Oh,
I went from Normandy, France, all the way to Salzburg, Austria, before the war ended. Fortunately, I got to tell you a little something. My job, there were 5 of we fellows that worked as a team. We were out always by ourselves. We were always searching for an enemy target. And about 2 or 3 o'clock one morning, oh, it was so quiet, and the moon was shining, and I was sitting in this hole by myself, as we all did, and here come a German patrol. Now, we knew the habits of these people. They would be searching for, say, the place I was at in there, and the guy would slip up. They'd be real quiet, and the guy would slip up, pull a pin on a hand grenade and throw it in the foxhole with you. And of course that ended there. Well, I saw this patrol coming down. And in World War II, we used just a plain old crank telephone. And they rang loud enough that you could hear them way down yonder. And these guys come walking down through there. And I saw them. I heard them talking. They were that close. And I said to myself, oh my gosh. So I said, Lord, please don't let that telephone ring. And it didn't. Okay, I would like to say this. It's strictly an honor for me to be here tonight. It's been an honor for me to know this guy over here who claims to be a preacher. He has done a lot, meant a lot to me, give me good advice, even at my age. And, oh, incidentally, I was married in 1934, if you want to use arithmetic. I'm 21 years old, so now you know how.
Ralph,
That totals up to 70.
one thing, though. You have to tell them the story about, you landed in Omaha, right, or Normandy?
Yes, Omaha Beach.
And his last name is Young. Now tell this story. This is a great story. And incidentally, so
Okay.
he's landed, and he was the second wave, or either second or
I
third
think
wave.
so. Anyhow, as I've said a few times, and the Army did everything numerically and alphabetically. As a result, from the time I went in, I was last. There wasn't a Zimmerman to be found. So, I was always behind. Everything we did, of course, everybody got through first, and I was last. It was real fun. And this just got to be second. I just expected things like that. So we were loading up to cross the channel, and what did they do? Oh boy, I was really cocky. I was the last guy on board ship. I slept up on the deck that night, and our ship we stayed there all night and took another day or two. There were so many ships and everything. This was close to D-Day. And anyhow, guess what? We pull in the dock, and who was the first guy overboard? Me. Yeah. Everybody started laughing. I went down the cargo net, and down here was a little flat boat, and I got back in the back end of it for good. And the guy said, "Up here, soldier, up here. You sit right up there." Oh, buddy, a lot of funny things. We had everything. My wife was so great, and we were laughing. She's here tonight, the lady, the manager over at Red Bud. We were visiting a little and telling stories about the war and everything. And Ruth concocted away, you know, the mail system used radar and would detect metal objects and kick it out. She, for some reason or other, I don't know why, I guess I might have made note that one of her homemade cakes has been awful good. I got to tell that. So she made a cake, a round cake, and put it in a round cookie can like that, padded it all up, wrapped it up and everything. I got the cake on Christmas Eve morning. It actually came in the mail, and how it got there, I don't know. But anyhow, we were up on a high hill. It was cold and snowing, and the ground was starting to freeze, and here come the mail truck, and we each had a letter or two, and I had that package. And of course, all the guys, 4 other guys, "Hey, young, let's open that and see what's in it." Well, okay. So we opened the package, and it's a cake, a nice chocolate cake. And I started to, "Hey, give me a," no, the guy said, no, we're going to eat that tomorrow for Christmas. We'll have a Christmas cake. Well, okay. Well, about 5 or 6 hours later, we had to take off. We got overrun by the Germans, and we took off. And the next day, I was hunting, that's what we used to call it, and saw this couple of German guys eating my cake.
Terrible.
I pick up the telephone. And I said, "I have a target." Our controller says, "What kind?" I said, "Personnel." That did away with the cake and the cookie. Any other questions? Yeah.
I have a question. These days, people use the word Nazi very lightly. In a comedy show, someone was a soup Nazi. If someone is strict about grammar, they're a grammar Nazi. Does that bother you to hear that word used so
Not
lightly?
really, because we all in the service said they were Nazis. Those damn Nazis. Use a word I shouldn't use, but that was pretty much what we felt like, and it just sort of rolled over my back and never bothered me anymore. I guess I just get used to it, or once in a while.
Young man here, Ralph.